We'll go straight into the next part of this session. So I'd like to introduce Fumia Ida from the University of Cambridge and also Luca Scimeca, a PhD student, to tell us about their projects as well. So let's welcome them to the stage. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Luca Scimeca and I am also a PhD student funded by HDB. And I work in the Biologically Inspired Robotics Lab at Cambridge University under Dr. Ida. And today I'm going to be speaking to you about a little bit about what we do in the lab to our try in tackling this problem. So this is basically what we came up with. We have the design, is basically this mobile platform onto which we have a robotic arm. This is the robotic arm that we use. This is a research platform. It's a bit of an overkill for the kind of task that the robot needs to do. But it can do anything, so it's good for us to test things on. There is an end effector at the end of this robotic arm, and this is here. So this is probably the toughest thing that we had to do because it's a mechanical solution to the whole problem. You have this iron cage, and as you can see, this is working quite well, so we can achieve a good cut pretty reliably, but it's fairly slow as compared to human workers. So the problem, why is this challenging for us? So there's different reasons. One of them is soft body manipulation. So soft robotics is something that's hard for us to begin with. You're dealing with objects that are not stiff. So lots of the properties of these objects are hard to detect, are hard to deal with. These things are hard to model. So in general, this is something that's hard for robotics. And then after that, the more challenging thing is finding its orientation. And we argue the best way of doing that is through the most descriptive, probably, feature of the lattice, which is the stem. If we can find the stem and we know its position in space, then this two bits of information, if you assume a height, will give you its pose in space. So we have...
Luca, from your point of view, with the trials that you're doing now and the work that you're doing with the businesses, some of them in the room, what would you expect your lead-in time to be from academic study to actually seeing growers use this on a day-to-day basis in the field?
So usually the timescales depend on lots of things. Funding is one, the people you work with is another. Taking the step from a research platform to something else is usually a huge step to begin with. So for example, the harvester that I was showing before, lots of the decisions there are made out of need. So we use an arm that, like I was explaining before, is completely overkill. So the robot does not need to have that much dexterity to do something like picking a lettuce. Mm-hmm. So something cheaper could be manufactured for the purpose. But taking that step forward to making that from a research platform that can do sort of anything you can experiment on to something that you can sell, it's quite a big step, and there's lots of funding to go into that. There's lots of people that you have to talk to. So it's usually something that happens on a much longer time scale, or short if there are the,
Yeah, no, that's okay.
I think that one of the key points in terms of what we're trying to drive through the industrial strategy is this whole point about driving resource use efficiency, getting productivity gains, working smarter, getting the point where if we're in an environment where the base payment scheme and so on isn't there, if we're in an environment where you are needing to...
Luca,
yeah, no, there's also lots of interest in our department. We were thinking of Raspberry before. Big drive there is new technology. So we're working with tactile sensors, for example, like the project that Dr. Ida was showing before. And there, again, like you're going beyond vision. You're working with something. If you want to pick them, if you want to touch them, they're very delicate. So you're looking into using tactile sensors and all these technologies that are available now, and they're becoming cheaper and cheaper. So we're definitely interested into starting something.
Sorry.